Welcome back to Mass Appeal. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest investments that you can make, and having a local bank can make financing a mortgage much easier. Katya McGee is the Retail Lending Development Officer for Country Bank, and she's here to tell us more. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So when someone's thinking about a home, the first step is pre-qualification. Now, what is pre-qualification?
A pre-qualification is a great way to start, Seth, because if you're going to be buying a home this year and you haven't won that lottery last night,
Exactly.
you're going to need a mortgage, and that's a great place to start. You will get to know the programs that are available, their features, their benefits, and their requirements, and you will find out exactly how much you can afford and what your price range should be.
And this is that time of year, too, when home buying and selling is in demand. It's the spring and the summertime, which are the big times of year.
That's correct.
So there are three components that go into the pre-qualification process. There's income, there's assets, and there's credit.
Very good. You must have done that before.
I've been doing a little bit of research. So what do they mean, though, to everyone at home?
We look at three major components, as you have mentioned. Income is the first one. We go back 2 years and we look at your history. A lot of people think they have to stay at one job for 2 years, and that's just not the case. You could have been changing jobs in that time frame, and as long as there are no big gaps between your jobs, that's fine. We can use that income to qualify.
So it's relatively continuous employment.
Continuous employment. You could be running a business, and your business would have had to be in operation for 2 years. And then there are other sources of income that we can use, like rental, if you have investment properties, Social Security, pension, retirement. All of those can be considered when qualifying for a mortgage.
So all the different pockets of money that people amass goes into the pre-qualification.
That's correct.
Another big part of it is credit, and a lot of people are terrified when they hear credit coming up because they don't know what their score is or their score is low. There are ways that you can check your credit for free every year.
That's correct. And everybody can get a free credit report once a year from all three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. When we do a pre-qualification, we pull a tri-merged report, which is one from each credit bureau, and we get 3 scores, and that's the first thing we look at. The majority of mortgage programs have a minimum credit score requirement, so that will be the first test. And then we look at history, so we will see everything on your credit report going back tons of years. We will see history on your closed accounts that you have paid in the past, and as well as current accounts that you are paying on right now. And then to calculate how much you qualify for, we take all of the balances, all of the payments on other things you're paying every month, and then compare it to your income, and that's how we derive how much you can afford for a mortgage.
And people can come into any of your branches at Country Banks. They can see from back here, you have so many, and it's a local bank too, and there are benefits to banking locally.
That's correct. We have a ton more information on our website at countrybank.com. Anybody can pop into any of our branches or even contact a loan officer directly to start the process.
Now, Katya, there's an old tale, you know, that old wives' tale that you need to give 20% down when you purchase a home. That's not necessarily true, though, is it?
You're absolutely right. Good research once again, Seth.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. There are many programs out there with good credit and good employment stability. You could get in with 3 to 5% down. And actually, Seth, it doesn't all have to come from your own savings. You might be getting a tax refund this year, so you can use that to make a down payment. You might want to liquidate or take a loan out against your 401k. That's another good source. Or if you have a family member who likes you very much, they can give you a gift.
That's always nice too. Yes, everybody suck up at home to your family members. Now, describe the process. So people, they walk in the doors at Country Bank. When do you do it? When you're thinking about buying a house? When you've already signed the paperwork? At what point do you come into Country Bank and sit down and talk to a lender?
To find out where you stand and what your price range should be, you should definitely do it before you go out there and look for homes, just so that you're not disappointed. You know, you might be looking in the wrong price range. So it's good to start with the pre-qualification. Bring in your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns. A couple of bank statements is what we look for to start the process, and then we'll pull the credit check while you're there.
If the credit check comes back and it's, are there ways to improve your credit or your credit limit or your score?
Absolutely. And a loan officer would be great to consult with about improving your credit. But first and foremost, the best thing you can do is just make your payments on time. It will make wonders with your credit scores.
Now, you really help to get people pre-qualified for homes. You're also helping teach financial literacy to children, which is very important because oftentimes in the schools they don't teach financial literacy. So you have some upcoming programs that can do that this week and going forward. Tell us a little bit about those.
That's right, Seth. We have 4 fairs scheduled in local high school for the seniors. And the next one is this week on Thursday. We're doing a fair at Minnechaug in Wilbraham. And a couple more after that in Ware High School and at Quabbin as well.
And lastly, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
You can pop into any of our branches or contact a loan officer directly. Countrybank.com is a great place to start. We have all of the contact information on there and more resources to look through.
And you have over a dozen branches pretty much all over the Pioneer Valley, is that right?
That's correct. From here all the way close to Worcester.
And it's a local bank. People can come sit down and chat with you, and hopefully they'll be able to buy a home.
We look forward to it.
Because it's that time of year. Katya, thank you so much. It's a
My
pleasure
pleasure.
having you here today. And you can visit countrybank.com for more information on how this local bank can help to make your financial dreams come true.